Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shraddha. Today we are going to learn two very useful annotation in Playwright. First one is like Fixme, and then second, slow annotation. So you can see here I have already explained that test.skip annotation and test.fail. So now these two are left, so I'm going to explain. So suppose if you have a test that is broken or take more time to execute, this annotation can make your testing smart and clear. So by the end of this video, you will understand what is Fixme, what is slow annotation, when to use them, and also real-time example I will explain in this series. So let's start. First, we need to understand what is Fixme annotation. So Fixme annotation is used when test is currently broken or has an issue. So broken and has a known issue. So you know the test will fail, but you don't want Playwright to execute it until you fix the problem. So in simple word, this test has an issue and I will fix it later, so skip it for the now. So that is exactly what Fixme annotation does. So let me show in the code. So I have already explained the skip annotation only and conditional based skip, fail, and now I'm going to explain Fixme annotation. And I have already explained these in my previous video. If you haven't watched my previous video, please go ahead and watch it. And this is the continuation of the last video. So I have already written some script here. So this is the test block where I'm just specifying the module name, async keyword, page fixture, and here I'm passing the browser name. Not right now conditional, I will first explain the simple one. So page, an anonymous function, and after that line number 46, we are going to write here test.fix annotation and give the URL of the application. So that means here in Playwright sees the test.fixme, immediately mark, if I will mark the test.fixme, that means this test has any issue or problem. So Playwright knows this test has a problem, so it will skip execution. So when we run this test, and we will see the output. So right now, just Control S for save, and then start with the new terminal and provide the command in the terminal and execute. So you can see here. So here you can see that it skipped the output. You can see I got one skipped test, which is test 3, like login test 3. So this help team member to understand this test need fixing. It should need to fixing. There is some issue going on in this test. So if I'll go and give you the real life example, suppose developer change login button ID and your automation script breaks. So instead of letting test fail, every run use Fixme annotation until code is updated. So this is very useful, Fixme. So here just write the test.fixme. Now I'm going to give you the conditional Fixme. How we can write? So first I'll show you. This is a playwright.config.js file. So I'm going to open its and project. You can see here Chromium, Firefox and WebKit. So WebKit is already commented and these two browser is uncommented. Means if my script will, if I'll just use the assertion for WebKit, that means it will pass for WebKit because it will not match with the WebKit, and it will match if my assertion will match with the Chromium or Firefox. That means it will skip the test. How we can do that? Let me show you. First I'm taking the same test and here page fixture and just give the browser name, and here similarly I'm providing the browser name equal to, suppose, because here I have already shown you that WebKit is commented, right? And these two browser is uncommented. So if I'm going to give the name of WebKit and here the same like page.goto URL, and let me save and execute the same. Let me show again, and just it should be passed because it's commented. So that means it's not matched with this test.fixme annotation, because Fixme is basically used for skip the test or ignore the test. But here I am passing the WebKit, so that means WebKit is commented here. You can see here. So that means it's not matched with this test. So that's why here we got one passed test. Suppose if I'm going to change this WebKit to Chromium browser. Chromium. And let me show you. Chromium is uncommented and Firefox is uncommented here. And now I'm going to save first. Make sure every time you have to save, otherwise it will not reflect when you run your test. It will not reflect your latest one. So just open the new terminal and you can see here I got one skipped because this test is matched with this browser. So if I'll use the, I'm just deleting the PowerShell. Sometimes it's showing the latest, not the latest one. So okay, so suppose I'm just going to change here. Here is a Firefox, right? If I'm taking the Firefox and using here Firefox, and now save and run the command in a terminal, and it should also skipped. Why it's showing the, I think it's taking the last one. So let me it's not saved properly, that's why it's not working. And now okay, now I'm going to take the why it's showing, I think somewhere it's giving me Chromium, Firefox. So I know what is the issue. You can see here in the terminal, the command is npx playwright test as, and this is a file name, -f headed, and here I'm specifying explicitly with the Chromium browser. The -f project is equal to Chromium. So that's why it's passed, it's showing one got passed. If I'm specifying here the browser name is Firefox, it should not pass, it should be skipped, because I'm using here the test.fixme annotation. So what I need to do, I have to change the project Chromium to Firefox. And one more time I have to just save this test and run the test, and this time it should skipped this test. You can see here, so one is skipped, that means it's a skipped. So this means it is skipped to Firefox. So if the browser is like WebKit, so it will the test will pass, the test.fixme will passed, because it does not match to the here assertion. But when it's Chromium and Firefox browser, it should be skip this test. So this is very useful for browser specific bug. Now I'm going to talk about the other annotation, which is slow. So first we need to understand what is slow. So now normally in Playwright gives each test a default timeout, but some tests normally takes more than if we are uploading the file, or payment flow, or report generation time, or API waiting. So, and also the website is loading slow. So in those cases, Playwright may fail because timeout finished early. So to solve this problem, we use slow annotation. So let me write comment this. I have already written this, so just go and comment and uncomment line number 54. So here you can see the same the test I'm using here, like login test3 async keyword page fixture, and now I'm just specifying here test.slow annotation, and here page.goToURL, and now let me just run this. Just let me run and run in the command in the terminal. So you can see its test got passed, because this URL will open, and then after that it's take time. Normally when you write the test.slow, Playwright automatically makes timeout 3 times longer that test. So normally timeout is 30 seconds. So with slow annotation, it's take 90 seconds. So now Playwright wait longer before failing. So normally test is 30-second timeout. When we use the slow annotation, it takes 90-second timeout. So slow test get extra, takes time, or we can say in the normal like extra breathing room. So that's why it will not fail. So now it was the simple, like when we write the test dot slow annotation. Now I'm giving you a condition. So this similar like browser name, and here I'm passing the browser name and just specifying here Firefox Fox, and now save and write the, just open the new terminal. Sometime PowerShell is not showing the latest one, so I'm just deleting and provide the command in the terminal, and let's see. You can see I got one pass test. So that means normally this Firefox take extra time out. So that's why it passed. It got passed. So if you check in the playwright.config.js file, so I have mentioned here timeout is 4 seconds. Now change into the default time is 3 seconds. So that's why it took more time to execute this test and pass this test. So first we need to understand that what is the difference between the Fixme and slow annotation. Sometimes interviewer asks this question and we might be confused sometimes because it sounds or seems like the same. So remember that like Fixme is always skip broken test. Fixme. And it marked test need to be fixing and use for the known bugs and does not exist. This Fixme does not execute. But if we talk about the slow annotation, that means it's test run, but it give extra timeout and use for the slow execution. And also it's executed the normal. Like if I'm giving the test.slow, so it will not like skip or any test, it will run or it will execute in the normal way. So remember that if test is broken, then there we can if test is broken test, then we can use the Fixme. If test is slow, then we can use the slow annotation. So very simple. It's a slow means test is slow and Fixme means to broken test. So these small annotation makes Playwright easy, and you will use several places to use this annotation in your Playwright. So if you liked this video,